Greetings, everyone. Welcome to Dr. K Speaks. We have entered a new dimension in time. We are being called to evolve, transform. Join us.
Hello, everybody. We are back again. And thank you so much for listening to our videos. Thank you so much for sharing. And please, please, please make sure you give us a thumbs up if you like the content that we're putting out. And add into the comment section any comments that you would like to make about the video. And we are looking for topics that you want to hear about. So that's really important to us.
Yeah.
So for right now, a topic that we have is about how we are multi-dimensional beings. Right? Now, what does that really mean? Because when you look in the mirror, you just see your earth suit and you think that this is me.
Yeah.
This is all I am right here, right?
Mm-hmm.
But there is more to you than meets the eye.
Yeah.
So God has talked about the multi-dimensional isness that we are.
Yes, we are multi-dimensional beings. We have, of course, the physical body. We have a mental body. And we have a spiritual body, and we have an emotional body.
You got to speak up. Talk louder.
Talk louder. Okay. I need to talk louder because they need to hear this, right?
Yeah, they need to hear this. This is some important stuff, right?
Yeah.
Yep. See, God has got this tone, and when she's talking, it's like got this vibration, like, right? So I was telling God, it's like you got to project your voice.
Yep.
Absolutely. All right, because they need to hear this. This is important.
Yes. We are multi-dimensional beings.
Yes, we are.
We have a physical body. We have a mental body. We have a spiritual body. And we have an emotional body. Okay. And what we want to focus on right now is the emotional body.
Yes, that's so important right now in these times. Yes.
Because what's happening on the planet, because of the energy that is being focused on the planet, is bringing the darkness to the surface.
The darkness. So the light is shining in.
Yes.
And the darkness is coming to the circle.
Yes.
To the surface.
Yes. So anything that we've suppressed, in our journey, any experiences that have caused us pain, hurt, anger, or pain in our life, that we've often said, forget it.
Yep, I'm done with that. That was in the past. Yeah. I'm not doing that no more. Or didn't even really deal with it, just only suppressed it. So it's in there and it's constantly getting triggered over and over and over again.
Yes, so we say F it.
Yep, see?
I ain't mad. But we really are.
I ain't mad.
Yes. And we stuff it down, and we walk around in this persona like everything's okay.
Until they get triggered.
Right. Until, something happens that reminds you of that. You may watch something on TV and all of a sudden it reminds you of what you suppressed and you get angry. Or sometimes you have a dream.
Yes.
I worked at a shelter before, and sometimes girls would get up with attitude. And sometimes, it's like it's early in the morning. What you mad at, right? You ain't even had breakfast yet. So it can't be breakfast, right?
Mad as a dream.
Sometimes they could have had a dream or they could have had a thought that triggered a painful memory in their past. And so whenever we go through something in life that's hurtful or painful, it goes into our emotional body.
If we do not process it in that moment.
Not process it. So what I have told people in the circles that I've done, the inner healing groups that I've done, is that life is like a meal. I said, if you don't remember nothing else, remember this, what I'm telling you. Life is like a meal. When you sit down, you eat a meal, your body says, ooh, we can use this. Ooh, we can use that for nourishment and strength, right? Then there's a certain part of that meal that the body says, we don't want this, right? And you know what part that is. That's when you go to the bathroom, right?
Got to eliminate.
So what would happen if you didn't go to the bathroom?
It all stays inside. Clogs you up.
You will become toxic.
Toxic environment.
And you would die.
Eventually.
If you didn't go to the bathroom, you would die.
Yes.
So that's what happens to people when they don't process their emotions. The emotional body becomes full. A lot of times when you see people, somebody stepped on their toe and they shot them. And you say, well, what was wrong with them? the emotional body was full. It's like that was the straw.
Yes.
And I'm just pissed. And this is just one more thing. I can't take all this.
The straw that broke the camel's back.
And they just flip out. So you hear a lot of people becoming unalived by people that they said, you know, he loved me or she loved me, and then she unalived that person.
And y'all know why we're doing the unalive, because we're on YouTube. That's the main platform, and then it's like certain trigger words that you just can't say. So we're going to say unalived.
Yeah. Because that person probably was deeply hurt in the past, you know, emotionally hurt. And that rejection triggered those emotions. They might have got rejected more than once by a parent or another lover or something like that. And they was like, I can't take this pain no more. You know, and they might unalive themselves or that person because the emotional body, you know,
it's full, and then it started flowing over. It's kind of like if you have a cup, and then here's the cup right here, and the cup is empty, but you are the cup. When something happens that causes you distress, it's like something poured into there, the distress. If you don't do what you need to do to empty, then it's still in there, right? And how would you empty? Through looking at it. You can empty by looking at it from a higher perspective. That's one way, right? But then something else in life will happen, because that's just how this situation goes, right? And then something else happens and it goes into your cup. And now, because you didn't empty the other part, now you're, you know, that level is up a little higher. Then something else happens, something else happens, something else happens. And you all know about it. We've all had these experiences, right? Where you get full. And then it only takes one little drop, one little, what would seem like an insignificant drop, like somebody stepping on somebody's shoe, and then that person unalives the other person, right? That was the straw that broke the camel's back. The cup was full. Then that one little drop occurred. Right. It could be where you know that you like blew up on somebody. You know that how you responded in hindsight, because hindsight is 2020. You know that how you responded was like way over the top. Like, dang, why was I acting like that? Why did I do that over that little small simple thing, right? Or why did that other person do that over that small simple thing? It's because that emotional body, that cup that I'm talking about, which is the emotional body, because we got the mental body, the physical body, the emotional body, and then we talk about the spiritual body a lot. But that emotional body is what we're focused on right now. That emotional body gets full. And then we see the overflow.
It affects your relationships. It also affects your health when that emotional body is full. When I worked in the shelter, a lot of the girls suffered from headaches and from stomach problems. They call it, you know, psychosomatic. What is the term for it?
But you know what? A lot of people who have anxiety actually have a lot of stomach issues. Anxiety, that's one of the signs of it, when somebody's stomach is doing flips a lot.
That's what
and then
the
stress, you know, can bring about stress headaches.
And how you interpret, you know, your experiences is what causes the pain. And so as a child, I was taken away from my parents, and I lived in a group home for a while. I had a very, I guess you call it troubled childhood.
A lot of trauma and drama.
I was institutionalized most of my childhood and was very angry about it. Angry for a long time. And when I got to be an adult, because I was so mad at how my life was turning out, I started having to take nerve pills and things like that. It started affecting my health.
That's what they called it back in the day, the nerve pills. So Goddess, like, talk to the viewers. I want you to tell the story about, because this is a deep story, so they could just get a sense of the trauma and drama that you went through, right? Tell the story about, like, when your dad will get the gun and have it at your mom, and then your older sister, like how she handled that situation and how it impacted you.
Well, both my parents, my father, both my parents did drugs, and my mother was an alcoholic, and my father did heroin. I didn't know for years what it was, but I just knew he was very temperamental. And when he would get mad at my mother, he would go and get his gun and put it to her head and tell her to shut up.
What kind of gun was it? Was it a rifle or like pistol?
It was a carbine, what he called a carbine.
Okay.
It looked like a machine gun.
So he would get it and like pull it out on your mother, and the kids were right there. You one of the kids, you right there.
And I was very emotional. And
what was he doing when he pulled the gun out?
He wanted her to go in the room. He wanted to shut up and go in the room because she'd be talking to us or or if I had company or something, she'd be talking, and he would say, you go in the room,
What?
and she would throw her hand up like that, So that was his way. And sometimes, he would fight her, and that was very traumatic for me.
So now when he had the gun, was he cussing and fussing and yelling, or like what was going on?
Oh, yeah.
All right, so tell that story about he had the gun and then how you responded and then what your sister did, because that was so deep to me.
My sister, she had learned to, I guess, she was older.
She was the oldest, right?
She was the oldest. So she studied the situation, and she knew the pattern, what would happen, his tone of voice when she felt it was going to escalate to that point. So she knew where his gun was, so she would go and take all the bullets out. So while I'm crying and I'm screaming and hollering, and she says, he not going to hurt her. I said, he going to shoot her, he going to kill her. She said, no, he not. And then I said, how do you know? And then she opened her hand, and she had a handful of bullets. So she had learned to study the energy.
Now, what about that one time where she went and took the gun from your dad, and then she called his mother and said, what happened?
No, he was, my mother had locked herself in the bathroom, and he had I think it was a rolling pin or something. He was putting a hole in the door trying to get to her, and I was scared, and I told my sister, I said, you got to do something. But she was always very calm, and she just sat on the couch and she just kind of picked her nails. And I guess during that time she was just thinking or talking to God or whatever, how to deal with that situation. And then she got up from the couch and went and made a phone call and told my father. He said, your mom on the phone. And he said, okay, and stopped what he was doing. And she told him, you stop that, you go to bed. And he said, yes, mother, whatever. And he just put down the phone and went and got in the bed, and that was over.
Wow. So that's some serious trauma and drama that went on in your childhood.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. It was a lot of things going on, and it affected me until I learned how to rewire my brain.
So
I learned, I'm actually serious. I had to look at things in a higher light. I had to understand that this was a journey, and these things weren't created to destroy me, but to help me become the person I am today.
Every obstacle is an opportunity for growth.
And everything you go through is helping you to become the greatest version of yourself and to fulfill the mission in which you was created to fulfill.
Make sure you watch part 2. Always remember that you are a multi-dimensional being. You have a physical body, a mental body, an emotional body, and a spiritual body. When distressing things happen in your life, and when you focus on negative thoughts, this fuels your emotional body if you do not process things from a higher perspective. When your emotional body becomes full, it will overflow in negative and destructive ways. Remember that the challenges in your life are not here to destroy you. Every obstacle is an opportunity for growth. So, maximize your opportunities by really learning how to see situations from a higher perspective, from a place of love, through the eyes of God. When you do this, you turn your experiences into golden opportunities, and you move closer to becoming the highest version of yourself. Check out Goddess's pocket-sized book entitled The Book of Wisdom. It's a 40-page powerful book of affirmations that will assist you on your journey. Order by email at goddess@yahoo.com. That's GODDESSGODIS@yahoo.com. Also, my book and workbook are available on Amazon. This powerful duo will help you to reprogram your brain to bring you what you want in life. My book is entitled, I Rewired My Brain, My Journey to Freedom. And the workbook is entitled, I'm Rewiring My Brain, My Journey to Freedom. Thank you for listening. And if you've liked this video, give it a thumbs up, share it with your friends and family. And if you have not yet subscribed to my channel, then please subscribe so that you can be aware of all of the videos that I've already posted and ones that I will continue to post on how to become the highest version of yourself.